couldn't we steel man the opposition? So, because there we sort of said like it's a binary, like, look at either these people are rational or they're not. And if your justification for invading is we got to stop them before they get these weapons because they're nut jobs. Well, especially in the case of Saddam, where they were saying maybe he already had at least some nasty types, whether or not he had a nuke. Then, isn't that kind of a self-defeating argument? But couldn't somebody say, like, come on, guys, like in the context of the police and just conventional criminals, like if somebody called 911 and said, yeah, my neighbor is really scaring me because I looked through his window and he's running around with like machetes in there and he's got a sawed-off shotguns and stuff. It would be goofy for the police to say, well, if he's so dangerous, we probably shouldn't go in there because we'll provoke him. Why don't we just see, you know what I'm saying? Like, that wouldn't be absurd for them to go and do something about it before this, if he's like accumulating a stockpile of weapons to go do something sooner rather than later. Like that wouldn't be.
No, I get that. I think there are a couple of differences. One is it's this guy next door who might be crazy, right? Mm-hmm. I'm saying if you get to the top of one of these countries, the odds are you're not. And again, I think you just look at, well, why would we can see why the guy next door could use them on the person who called 911, but it's hard to take that analogy to, well, then they would use things on us because of course we can respond back. I mean, this poor guy might be macheted to death before anything happens. We could quickly respond if they sent one nuke or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Can you elaborate? I mean, I know where you're going with that, but just for people who may have missed the subtlety of your answer or the profound wisdom there, why are you saying it's a difference between just some random guy who lives in an apartment somewhere versus a world leader, perhaps of a small country, but nonetheless a political official who's in charge of a regime? Why is that prima facie evidence that they must have some sort of strategic ability?
Right. So there are nut jobs in the world, and you might be living next to one. And there's no kind of self-selection device or selection device that gets you living by all these rational neighbors. Whereas if someone has worked his way up in a very dangerous political system, as Iran's is, he has learned how to deal with threats. He has learned all those things. And so the odds that he's going to go crazy are really small. I mean, I remember when Harold Brown was Secretary of Defense under Carter, and I cannot find this quote, although I haven't used AI. Maybe I should, but I still remember it when people were talking about how remember, they're trying to get the hostages out of Iran, and people were saying, well, if you go after them, the Ayatollah Khomeini is crazy. He's going to do this. He doesn't care about losing his life. So it's not quite the analogy, but I still remember what Harold Brown said. Some world leader who doesn't care about losing his life won't typically get to age 80. And so I think he was 80 years old at the time. And it's like, someone like that cares a lot about losing his life.
Yeah.